We go. Hey, welcome to the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes, we are.
All right, coming to you right before the ice storm that is supposed to hit us, and it's been saying it's going to be really bad. So hopefully our power and stuff doesn't go out over the next couple of days, and we're still able to stay inside and give you guys some nice, warm podcasting.
Right after a Hornets win, so
yes,
they bumped the game up. The game was at 6. I was like, I don't know, now I ain't going at no 6 o'clock. It's dark. No, thank you.
They moved the game up to noon. We beat the Wizards by 4 points. Shout out to DC.
Yes.
Fun time in the Hive. Finally got to see a close home win. We've been losing games. If the game is within 5 points, the Hornets have not been able to win. But if the game is a blowout, we are going to kill you. It don't matter if you're Oklahoma City.
We're going to put our foot on your neck, ain't we?
Yeah, the Lakers, we will destroy your team.
But if it's close, you might win.
Yeah, but anyway, we're coming off a Hornets win. It's a good time, good feelings. Everybody's having a good time. We love to see it. Mm-hmm. The official weapon of the show is the folding chair, and the unofficial sport,
bullet ball.
And Bullet Ball Extreme. Feedback show is all about what you guys had to say to us, the things going on around her. You guys are the ones who care the most, okay? You guys peep the feedback show because you listen to all the other shows and you care what we have to say. You write in to let us know what you got to say. And we love that about you, and that's why we're here doing this work on this icy day, you know? Mm-hmm. The ways to get feedback, you can basically just look into the show notes, and it's all right there. It's really simple. The email, the voicemail, all that stuff. And if you have issues with the website, anything, email us, theblackouttips@gmail.com. I say this every time somebody forgets. I think I got a phone call today. Someone left a voicemail. It might have been on my personal phone call. I don't even know. I saw the message. It was like, Rod, I need some help. I was like, why? Theblackouttips@gmail.com. I don't even know how you got my phone number, but it's fine. I just need you to understand that the email is always better.
Yeah, it is.
DMs are not, those don't count. I don't care what social media you have.
Yeah,
I don't have my DMs turned on to alert me.
Nope,
it could be weeks between looking at that shit.
Yep.
Email theblackouttips@gmail.com. I can't be more clear. And so we're gonna get no delay. Let's get into the feedback stuff. Of course, the first people we have to shout out are the people that take the time out to put a little money in our pockets, guys. They don't get nothing from it. These aren't premium people. Okay, premium people get something for their money, right?
Y'all just get a shout out.
Premium people, we did Balls Deep pregame and the Nerd Off this week.
Yes, we did.
I watched a movie. I probably will end up reviewing it by myself, called Cosmic Princess Kaguya on Netflix, unless Karen ends up watching it soon. But I'll probably give you a movie review. We're gonna be stuck in the ice. We might give you some lip smacking good,
right?
You never know, as long as the power don't go out.
Long as Duke Power, Duke Energy. I'm sorry, but I'm old. Duke Power does his job and keep the power on.
But you will get something, is my point. You will get more than something, in addition to ad-free shows, meaning we are now putting the show on there with no ads for those hardcore fans that are like, I love the show, but I don't love Katie Couric telling me to listen to her podcast.
I don't want to hear no more ice commercials.
We got you.
Right.
But these people, they just go to our website, look on the right-hand side, and they choose to donate.
Yeah,
they choose to give, and then we just give them a shout out.
May I have your attention? You are now listening to Charlotte's own Rod and Karen. We welcome the good folks who tithe to the Black Guy Who Tips.
Today's a new day.
That's right. New givings, new livings. Michael S. recurring donator. Okay, it's Tom W. Jr. David from Brooklyn. Shout out to David. Julian N. Noel W. I like that name. You can say, I never taken no L's. I get W's. Okay.
Come on through.
Use that.
All I do is win, win, win.
Put that on your bio. You're welcome. That's free. Okay. That's top shelf writing. They used to go to Game Theory. Now you got it. Laura E. Bomani Jones. Y'all know him. Pete B, Johanna M, Laura F, and lastly Chris from Hawaii. Thank you everybody for recurring with them donations. We appreciate y'all.
We do. Thank you.
Did we get 5-star reviews, or do all the people who are not behind the paywall get extra commercials?
We about to see.
We got a 5-star review 4 days ago.
Shout out to you.
HR Paperstack saved everybody by himself. Put the team on his back like LaMelo Ball in the fourth quarter.
Come on, sacrificial lamb.
New 5-star review. It was so funny coming to leave a new review and seeing my old one about the paper straws. I wish I could keep my old review and just keep adding over and over so every review can be a time capsule. Some people do that. I'm not sure how they do it. So I can't, like, I don't know if iTunes, if Apple Podcasts is now requiring y'all to erase it or not, but some people do it. But I'm happy that I can rate and re-rate the pod time and again so y'all can keep that 4.9 rating. How many reviews I got to leave to get y'all to the 5th star? Does anybody get all 5? I feel like
once you cross over a certain number, it stays at like 5.8, 5.9 for
4.8.
I mean 4.8, 4.9. Yeah.
Well, I just want to say because you can see the breakdown when I go look at it. You can see like there are some people that leave 1 star.
Right.
They don't. It's not a review, but they leave like 1 star. Like we not. You know, I assume every podcast has to deal with this. But I was gonna show y'all, like, you can see 4.9. We got the vast majority of our reviews are 5-star near the top.
Right.
Couple 4s, some 3s, some 2, and then 1s. You know, a little high, like double what we get for 3, 4, and 5, or 2, 3, and 4. But what I wanted to point out, man, is like we're very fortunate to have that many people listen and to have that high rating. Because I have a feeling that if I just started searching all kinds of podcasts, you're gonna find that most don't get those type of ratings, a high score, because you know it's hard especially when you're popular. It's very hard. Even my favorite podcasts don't have that. I'm looking at Kind of Funny Games Daily. I love those guys. Love those people over there. 4.5. That's an amazing podcast. So 4.9 to me, I'm nothing but grateful for that score. I'm not looking at the 0.1 we didn't get. The 4.9 we got says a lot, because haters are gonna hate, and it's gonna be. It don't even have to be a real thing. Meaning they could just come hear us say trans lives matter or something and be like 1 star.
Agreed.
I'm not here to convince those motherfuckers anyway.
Nope.
Now let's get into some reviews. Some episodes. 3212, Money Can't Vote, 5 comments. It was a long feedback episode. Abia says, I think we should be okay, and even if you say something I don't agree with, I have been here some time and it never happened. Oh, Abia's talking about me saying I don't know if I should count her as my white European friend, because I normally only count to be honest, I only count friends after we've had at least some sort of conflict.
Right.
And I'm not that I court conflict. I'm never looking for conflict. I just think it's human nature.
Yeah, you need to have some form of a disagreement.
We have to see what our communications and disagreement styles are, because I think that's when you really know if you can lock in with somebody.
Right.
Some people shit is like, silent treatment. The silent treatment. I'm not good. I don't do that in my life.
Nope.
If
Tell
someone
me how you feel.
If someone wants to do that, I don't want to necessarily continue to be friends with that person.
Right.
Lying, shit like that.
Yeah.
Weird stuff that people do. So, that being said, I feel like the bar is a lot lower for a lot of people what they consider friends.
Yes, it is.
So it's quite possible you could consider me your friend, because you like, listen, we friendly. You know what I'm saying? We cool. And I'll count that. I understand that meaning of friendship. I'm not, but maybe if I need a kidney transfusion, a blood transfusion, you holler at me. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how friendly we are. I have obviously my triggers, but luckily they are not topics where you are invested in the opposite opinion. I'm against racism, woman hating, and similar hating like homophobia and printers. And those topics are pretty safe with you both. That's true. But how do you feel about Arby's? Do y'all even got that in Germany?
I don't think they got Arby's. Lay Arby's?
Right. Y'all put lay Arby's.
that's
Das Arby's. It's German.
I'm sorry. Wrong Arby's. My bad.
Arby's. That's French.
That's
French. Arby's.
Das Arby's. My bad.
I am pro my friends.
International.
I am pro my friends and family, yogas, and dogs. I am also no danger here as it seems. Never have you said something ageist people who participate in activities linked to these 3 topics against people. Okay, that was a typo. I don't even need people to like dogs, for example, just not demand them to all disappear like some people we know want pigeons to do. She said, Ludo on Apple TV is very funny. I agree with the person who recommended it. Sean says, if we are going to be Monday morning quarterback Roy Wood Jr.'s statement, I like to submit that he could have said the exact same thing, but ended it with, you had the carrot and the stick, and going into a Cornel West impression. As my dear brother Truckee said, you can't beat a hoe with a belt. They like that shit. I don't know if he does a Cornel West impression. That's more of a JL thing. Also, I did not know Cornel West ever said no shit like that. I thought Cornel West was brother dad. I didn't know he was. You can't beat a hoe with a belt. They like that shit. That feels.
Yeah, and depends on the hoe. Some of them might not.
Yeah, I don't know if Cornel. Do he know Pootie Tang like that?
Yeah.
Because that's a. You said because everything's better with a Pootie Tang reference. Yeah, there you go. So I don't know if Roy or Cornell know Pootie Tang like that.
They probably don't. Not like me and you.
Miss
Tippy Towel, I'm a pitty pal.
Right.
I love Pootie Tang.
Miss Barnes says, I voted yes in the poll because I would love a movie review of Transformers the movie. Because the poll was, I couldn't think of anything. I said, is there content you'd pay Rod and Karen to review specifically for you? Because someone was like, I want you to watch something that I had no interest in watching. It's like, just to hear your review of it. And I was like, I don't want to make it work. But then I was like, man, what if I don't know how this would work, but there was some way to be like, all right, look, $10 we'll review the specific thing you want. Something I have no fucking interest in watching, but you want to hear my opinion on, and you know I would never get around to it. But
right.
but if you pay me $10, then sure I'll watch Hellraiser or whatever bullshit. What other things have I not watched? Christmas Story, because some of these are major Titanic. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. And for me, there's a lot of tent poles that I've seen that you haven't seen, but there's some that you've seen that I've
everyone's
never
like
seen,
that.
right?
Yeah, so it was just an idea. I'm not necessarily going to put any action into it, but it made me think like, will people really pay to hear us say like, hey, I have no interest in Jason movies, but okay, you want to hear me talk about this bullshit? But yeah, Transformers the movie 1986. I thought we did something with that.
We got a post up on the wall. Ain't that the poster on the wall?
That is the poster on the wall, but I know we went to go see Transformers the movie.
Yes, we did.
When it came out in what did it come out in? It came out as a Fathom event, a special re-releasing of it. And Karen and I went to go see it.
And they were having their lives. It was a sing-along in there and everything.
I knew all the words. I was there with other people that knew all the words.
But I had a ball.
And it was beautiful to be in there. Like, maybe we didn't do an actual review of it because we might have talked about it on the Nerd Off.
Yeah.
But, man, it was so fun when they were just like, but wait, I still function. Wanna bet? Stuff like that, and being in a room full of nerds like that was perfect.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm looking on the website. It looks like we did not review it. So yeah, all right, maybe that'll be a thing we think about. Also, along with an in-depth review of Kill Bill, The Whole Bloody Affair. Ooh, the 4.5 hour movie. Ooh. Yeah, I would have to be paid to do that shit. Low key, I thought you and Karen were going to do a review since it was released back in December, but I get it. 4.5 hours of movie is real commitment. The additional anime sequence was dope, though. I'm sure it was. Maybe I'll catch it streaming, but I can't. I like both Kill Bills, but
me too.
But a brother can't see himself sitting in a theater for 5 hours because the 30 minutes trailers. And then I just can't see it. I can't see it.
Yeah, the only thing. As of right now, no. But but if you would have said that the Avengers Endgame or with the Avengers which one? I forgot the one with Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd have said that bitch was 5 hours, I'd have said 5 hours.
Right.
But now Infinity Wars, right? But now I'm like, no, I don't have the time to sit for 5 hours.
Let's see. EVE says, I agree with what you said about Jasmine Crockett not affecting us for the most part because the only people who can vote for her are people in Texas.
Right.
But unlike Mondani, her winning could affect us all because as a U.S. Senator, her vote would affect policy for the entire country. That is a great point, and you are right. Yeah, you know what? That's a valid point. The Mamdani thing is New York City. I get that it's symbolically important to people,
right,
but it really won't change my life in North Carolina.
Right, because he's the
You're
man
absolutely
of the city.
right. Jasmine Crockett for Senate is something that whether you're in Texas or not, you should. you could be invested in because it might be the swing vote. It might be the vote that a Democrat needs. Great point. It would flip a seat if she won. So yeah, you're right. That's a great point. We need a Democratic victory in Texas, and I hope she wins. Fuck Bowen Yang and his co-host, whose name I don't care to remember. Yeah. Man, they've been catching. It's funny, man. They went. I guess that's just life, but it's gotta kind of suck a little bit to be like they're popular. They're a big podcast. Yeah. They get the biggest guests, but it has to suck at least a little bit to get on the radar of people this way. Where there was a ton of people who hadn't heard anything about y'all and really probably had generally warm thoughts about Bowen Yang in general. Like, he seemed like a cool dude.
Right. And didn't even think twice about it.
Right. And then was like, wait a minute, dog. Right. The first time I'm hearing your podcast clip is this one. Fuck y'all.
Right. And it's also one of those things. And I get it and I don't. But, I get it because they're out of touch. Yeah. And the comment just sounded like somebody was out of touch with the party and out of touch with black people. Because if you were in touch with the party and or had anybody black or brown, you would have never made that statement in the first place.
And they apologize, and it sounds like that's not really their bag to be in politics that much.
Which means they should have stayed out of it.
Yeah, or just, if you can't take it, then it is what it is. That's one thing I've learned about doing our show. Our show's not as popular as that show, but we have to be able to take some pushback. We can dictate like the tone of it. Like we don't have to we don't have to let y'all motherfuckers. But we can be like, no, that's valid, or okay, I didn't hear that, or here's how I disagree with that and why I still feel the way I feel. For them to do that and immediately have to be like, basically, we don't want the smoke, because that's really what their apology sounded like. We will do better, meaning we won't talk about this in public with people again.
Right. Which means either you really didn't understand what your error was.
Right.
Or either, like you say things and you don't really want to stand in it. Because even with us, sometimes we say stuff, but I know that I'm willing to admit I'm biased. I'm like, hey, I said this because I feel blah, 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 blah. Like, but these things up front. I'm not trying to trick you or anything like that.
Yeah, like I said, you just have to be willing to. It sucks, but you have to be willing to stand up in your shit sometimes. Yes. It can't just be an apology that feels like you're just retreating because you don't want to talk about it, but you really have no substantive information or communication about why your mind was changed or why you should have done that differently.
That's why I said they might not even know why. They just go, people are mad. All right, let's not talk about this shit no more.
Right, and when that's not your lane, and especially like with a lot of podcasts like that, I'm not saying I know their podcast inside and out, but there's a lot of podcasts where the goal is to be popular and well liked by everyone, basically.
Yep. And when you get everybody, you have to deal with everybody.
So talking about politics is something where somebody on somewhere is going to choose not to like you.
Right.
So it's just tough. Anyway, back to the comments, though. I remember Captain Planet. I was singing along with you. It's funny how I can still remember that theme song word for word. I used to love that show and felt bad for the South African Planeteer, Mati. I remember Mati.
And the thing about Captain Planet, particularly if you're of a certain age, it's like that damn song is scribbled in your heart because you just seen it like I know for me probably thousands of times in my lifetime. So if the beat drops, I got to sing.
Because all the other Planeteers had cool powers and his was just heart. I know without heart, Captain Planet wouldn't be who he was, but as a kid, I thought his power was so lame. Matty did, to me, seem like he had the wackest powers. But as an adult, now I look back and I realize he clearly had the most important powers.
Yes, he did.
And I remember a couple times they tried to form Captain Planet without the heart, and he just an asshole. So like, you need that heart. And then Matty powers could do stuff like stop an animal from attacking you and shit like that. But yeah, it never felt as cool to me as like I can shoot fire out of my ring or make the earth quake or use water bending powers and wind. And so like heart did feel the weakest, but it was probably the most crucial.
Heart was most important because if you listen to War Report, you hear about elephants fucking people up. So yeah, if Captain Planet come and use that heart and prevent that elephant from stomping your village, heart is very important.
Let's get into the YouTube comments on this episode, which was Money Can't Vote. For this episode, we got one comment from Joseph, who says, hey y'all, 1530 mark, I agree that it's currently unwise to expect moral behavior from people who run companies because history, especially the last 50 years, shows us that they should put share price over everything. I also think it's important to remember that we're still talking about people. They like to hide behind the anonymity of the term the company to do their dirt, but it be people making these messed up decisions. If boycotting is the only thing I can do to tell them I don't F with how you moving, then that's what I'll do. My dream is that they all get the Martin Shkreli treatment. I also hate the Scott Jennings show. Lastly, y'all discussion about Jasmine Beto and their desire for black labor without recognition or empowerment is 5 flame emojis. Thank you, Joseph. I agree on all counts, man. Like, I don't want people to think that I'm trying to let companies off the hook by saying, like, I don't expect companies to act in a moral way. The Facebook app has a thing that does like a here's your memories from this day. And I went today on my Facebook page and it showed me some memories. And one of the memories it showed me was years ago. I said, people think institutions can't change, but institutions are made of people and people can change. And so I absolutely believe that is my point. Like, I don't want you to think that us saying we don't expect companies to operate on a moral place means that those companies can't change. They can change whether we expect it to or not. We can make them change. Part of our point, I think, is you can make them change because if you approach them like they're not, if you approach them like they're not institutions you expect to act a certain way, you can exert force on them to be like, you will act this way.
Yeah, that's why you make laws.
Well, not just laws. We've seen it. I'm talking about just social norms, not even like illegal shit. We've seen it happen, right? After George Floyd, we saw companies move towards the left. We've also seen them move towards the right after Trump's election and right-wing protests and stuff. The key is to stop thinking of the company as like autonomous constructs that have like a one personality and all that. You just need to think of them like we fucking make them do shit, and that's how it works. I think. All right, let's see. On Patreon, did we get any comments on this one? And then I'll check, of course, Spotify. Let's see. Patreon, ad-free, Money Can't Vote. Of course, that takes me to the edit page, which is not what we want, guys. We don't want to edit it. We want to see if there's comments on it. So view it, and no comments on that one. All right, cool. And then let's check the Money Can't Vote comments on Spotify. We got 3 comments on this one. Let's see. How do I view all the comments? Open comments. That's how you do that. Jay Barry says, love y'all. Forgive me, but I'm still trying to get used to the folding chair. I loved the taser. Oh, you late. CC says, we doing folding chair for like 3 years or some shit.
I love the taser too, baby, because I'd rather taser than the bullet any day.
Man, made me think about that. Someone got shot and killed by ICE again today in Minneapolis.
Oh no!
While we was at the game.
Oh no!
Yep.
I bet you I'd rather have the folding chair than the bullet too.
All right. CC says, my politics say Biden and Harris all day, every day until the day that I die, which will probably happen prematurely in Trump Sr.'s America. The amount of time, money, lives wasted because 1/3 of the country either don't give a fuck or actually loves Trump Sr. will not be forgiven. Agreed. Mucho Mama says, I hollered when you said, then I gotta watch it. Well, if there's ever a pay option for you to review good stuff, let a sister know. I don't remember what it was. I wish I remembered the exact thing I was talking about at the time. It must have been funny. And I don't know what good stuff is. Is that porn? What is
what is good stuff?
Yeah, what is good stuff?
I don't know.
All right. But the poll was, is there content you pay for us to specifically review for you? I was shocked by the results. I'm gonna be honest. We do a lot of work and we review a lot of shit. I figured we got y'all covered. 65% of y'all are like, I'd pay specifically to hear y'all review a thing just that I'm into. Wow. I'm not planning to make that a thing, for the record. That is just so much more work. But wow, I was shocked. Y'all ain't tired of us? I love y'all. Thank y'all.
They were like, if you give me the option, I put the 5 on it just to cover the shit that I want to hear.
There's no guarantee I'll even like it.
I know it's not.
I don't, but thanks. I mean, this is like when y'all wanted us to keep reviewing True Blood, and I hated that shit. But people was like, please don't stop. I was like, I fucking hate it.
You hated that shit to the end.
35% said no. I respect y'all. No offense taken. All right, now we got to get to our first commercial because, you know, I do still need to make money off of everyone listening for free. All right, let's get to the next episode. 3213. When the booty calls, who will answer? With Chalet with Sharp. We got 6 comments. Appia says, I feel the call to comment on white women don't like each other because I don't think it's true. There are so many white women in my life where almost all people are white. It's half of the people I know. Yeah, but that means anyway. While I tend to have good relationships with most people, I can't like every white woman because just think about the right wing fraction. Yeah, that's what I'll be thinking about. But this has nothing to do with the womanhood and all their right wing stuff. Overall, I like working and hanging out with women, mostly white ones, because that's the offering here. What can I do? Yeah, but like, how can you know if it ain't enough other kind of people over there? You might think the default of like that you exist in is the right amount of like. You like this seem like we like each other. But if you was around a group of black women, you might be like, oh, these motherfuckers right hitting that. They like each other. God damn. I thought I was liking everything over here, but it wasn't until I saw black women hanging out with each other that I realized it's a different level of like in the world that my paltry offering of is not. Now it feels paltry. It felt like enough. So I just think Chalet was coming from a place, and most of us in America, in the melting pots we live in, her in New York, I feel like they're talking about an experience that maybe you can't have in a monochromatic society,
right?
Where you exist in a world where most of the relationships are white. The other reason I would point out too that it's hard to evaluate that is because, at least in America, there's white people think they have a good relationship and won't even know how the other white person votes.
Right.
Like, unless it is the topic.
Unless it's the topic.
It's like, it's like, I'm not even trying to be funny right now, but it's like how, you made the joke about, but I'm your friend. I'm gonna, it's like that, where it's like, that is friendly in a way for maybe white folks will be like, yeah, that's what a friend is. For me, I'm like, that's not necessarily a friend. Friend had to be a little closer than that. But anyway, I just think that's interesting. I think it was a passing comment. I don't know how much she meant it, but I'm sure she could explain it better than I am. I don't, hey, write in the war report and ask her what they explain. I'm sure she got a whole case file of evidence.
A whole thing, because like you said, here in America it's a little different. So
yeah, people
have different interactions with different races and
I'm gonna tell you how it is. I'm gonna tell you one of the major tales in America, if we can be real for a second. Because I mean, it was a passing comment, but I'm with her in that white women don't like each other in a certain way. White women should be in the same percentage as black women or black men when it comes to voting against Republicans.
Yes.
Not for Democrats, against Republicans who want to take their rights, take their health care, take their
right
child care, take their rights in marriage, all that stuff. But the majority of white women who vote Republican.
Yes, they do.
Those women would also say, including us conservatives, that they are great and they have friends and that they do love each other and they love other women, but they don't. Their actions are those of someone who does not like women.
Right.
The men who vote Republican don't like women. The women who vote Republican must not like women
either.
And only white women do that in America. There's no other segment or population in America that would vote conservative as women at a majority.
At such a high clip, I 100% agree.
Yeah. So to me, that is a societal thing that says on the macro level, not micro level, no matter how friendly you are to me as an individual, you don't like other women, whether they white or not. And what's especially troubling about that is that type of white woman will not say she doesn't like other white women, but she must not, right? Just by nature, you must not like other white women to vote that way, even though you're in community with them. Like I said, white people here, you see it all the time. It pops up every once in a while. Like, oh, what about my friends who vote for Trump? I mean, why I'm supposed to just not talk to them?
Fuck them bitches.
What about my, why y'all not talking to us just because we voted for Trump? Like, what they consider like in friendship and relationship is so selfish and demanding of someone else to make room for their intolerance. Yes! So I think that's where that comment comes from. I don't know if you wanted to get that deep into it. I can't speak to Germany, but also, like I said, if you don't have the opportunity to see a lot of diversity within the scope of where you stay, you really won't even know what friendship looks like for other cultures to compare it to yours. And I think culturally you see this a lot in America when people come to different spaces and you start seeing like, oh, there's a different level of intimacy in certain countries because of oppression. And in America, what sucks is women experience oppression. All women experience some form of oppression, but it is only white women who have convinced themselves that the oppression is good or favorable, or they can work around it in mass. They're the only group where a majority of the women have decided it's okay. This is not oppression to me. This is fine. So I think that's where that informs Shalewa's point in a way that's a little deeper than that passive comment. But I think I stand by what she said.
I 100% agree, and it's also one of those things when it, particularly in white women circles, when it comes to politics, they'll rather tell you that they're cheating on their husband or having an affair than to talk about politics. Like a lot of black and brown and other people will talk publicly about politics. We we don't have this secret circle. We'll publicly talk about it. But in white people's realm and world, they will tell you intimate shit. You're going, I don't need to know that you was high 4 days ago, but don't ask me who I voted for. It's really, really weird over there.
Right. All right, let's get back to these comments. We got a reply. Sean says, I think there's a certain type of woman, often referred to as a queen bee, who prefers to be the only woman in the space. In America, these are usually white women, but this is not necessarily true. And Abia says, your friend Abia is a proud girl. So much can be said. Yeah, I mean, another thing is you can't personalize or internalize it because it's not all. It's a generalization. The same way that a majority of white women are the only majority of women in America that would vote conservative, there's also like 40-something% of them that vote that aren't with that shit.
They aren't with it.
But yeah, that group is in America is very dicey. That's why a lot of times when you meet a white woman who is like conscientious and liberal and allied and all that stuff, they're very aggressive with how progressive they are. Like they like let you know, like, I don't play that shit.
Right, because they've had to prove a point.
Yeah, because they don't want that energy around them, and they know how bad it can get. So I appreciate it. Miss Barnes says, again, I voted yes in the poll because one store. Oh, what was the poll? Sorry, the poll was, have you ever been inside an adult video store? I voted yes in the poll because one store that I went to did not have the curtain of shame. It had saloon doors. That's pretty gangster.
Not the saloon doors.
Saloon doors. Walking there like the OK Corral.
Western cowboy boots. What's happening here?
Yeah. Howdy, pilgrims. However, I can see the return to DVD for porn sections. Sadly, our state has its priorities backwards as we cannot get a basic operating budget, but they rush to get the rule passed where you have to verify your age. Yes. Now I get a message from adult performer Cherry DeVille. Yeah, I'll be seeing Sherry coming in, reminding us. Reminding me how useless our state legislation is. She's right. Yep. Pornhub knew what they was doing because you just got your dick in your hand. And they over there like, yeah, You need to get active in the voting situation out here.
Right. And if you want to see me.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to share some with y'all if I can find it on because I shared it on my Instagram. But Dominic Rivera, friend of the show, very funny stand-up comedian, obviously been a guest on the show many times and all that stuff. Trying to see if it'll show the reels that I shared on here. But he had a reel that was so funny of him doing stand-up and talking about, okay, so it doesn't show it that way. Let me see if I could click here. But it was him, damn, it won't show what I shared. Okay, I'll just go to this page. They ain't gonna stop me, guys. Okay, I don't give a fuck what they do. But yeah, so he well, now I gotta remember his name. It's probably like Puerto Rico Suave or something, maybe. I don't need Mr. Don Rivera. Anyway, he had a Instagram reel of him doing I found it. Doing some stand up, and it was funny. He called it Single Issue Voter. I'm gonna pull it up so we can watch it as a family because it's just so fucking funny to me. And y'all all need to experience this with me. But here we go.
I'm not a very political person. I didn't really get motivated in politics until last year when you had to start using your driver's license to look at pornography in Virginia. Right? You know what I'm talking about, dog. That's why you looked at the ground. Don't be a proud patriot like me, dog. Fuck that shit. Yeah, if you don't know and shit, if you try to look at porn in Virginia, right, a little screen pops up and it's this white lady with big ass titties on PornTube, and she goes, according to your state's laws, and you're like, what fucking category is this? I'm gonna keep watching till the end and I'm gonna find out. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like, have you ever pulled your dick out and wanted to call your congressman at the same time? That's what I wanted to do. I was in the Air Force. I'm a patriot. Shit.
So yeah,
that's hilarious.
Dom killed that shit. I can't put it any better than that. I wonder if porn on DVDs would be considered classics. I mean, they are now.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are now.
20 years ago, they weren't. But yeah, the 20 years ago it was VHS. And then before VHS, it was literally shit on like film that they used to show in the theaters.
They showed the theaters.
And shout out to anyone who still has that VHS tape that you hope would give you 2-4 hours of video, but instead gave you 30-45 minute scene with the big ass reel in the tape. Shaking my damn head. That is the worst. I used to hate how they used to lie. Where they be like, oh, this is 4 hours of titties. You like 4 hours, and then it's like 3 hours. I'm like, you motherfuckers, 3 hours and 1 minute. You can't round up to 4. That's not how that works at all. Y'all cheat me. Y'all jip me out. Jip me? Is that? I feel like jip is racist. I don't even. That feels racist.
Right.
I never used that word, but as soon as it came out my mouth, it feels. Like it's something I shouldn't have said. I apologize because I don't even know that that's wrong, but I'm gonna apologize because it felt wrong.
Yeah, because I've heard a lot of people use that statement when they felt cheated. Yep.
Yeah, that feels racist. I apologize. I'm pretty sure. I don't even know who's offended, but you right. That was offensive, and I'll take it back. You cheated me out of 57 minutes of sex. You owe me. You owe me an hour, DJ Yella. Sean says. Y'all talking about Karen talking back to podcasts while I'm doing my daily 2 a.m. walk in the park talking back to all y'all. 2 a.m. is too early to be talking back to yourself in public. Come on now. Not sure if I feel called out or seen. EVE says, always great when Shalewa is on. She's so funny, and I love the War Report. It's definitely in my top 5 list of podcasts. Hopefully the next time she's on, Gastor can join you. I love their chemistry. Last time I was in an adult store, which was years ago, they were selling a lot of sex toys geared towards women. And I imagine as we move toward the digital world, the adult store is more toy and magazine oriented because I think people still like their dirty mags to keep for their collections. There's a valid question I haven't thought to ask. Are people still getting physical porn magazines at a time where physical magazines are damn near out of almost extinct?
That's a great question, and I could see the toys because some people rather purchase them and take them home than have them delivered.
Well,
to the
that
house.
one, that one's obvious, but the magazine thing.
Yeah, who are the handful of magazines? I don't think is Hustler still around. What is we doing?
And like, I wonder if it mirrors mainstream, because I think Playboy and Hustler are digital now.
Yeah, a lot.
And I wonder if it mirrors
digital.
mainstream, because in the mainstream, the first magazines to kind of go out of publication, a lot of them were black. And now I'm like, does Black Tail exist other than just online?
Right.
Anyway, interesting question. The adult bookstore down the street from me is still going strong. It was even featured in the news and was mentioned in a segment on this podcast. Must have been when we was talking about no, never mind. I thought it was in North Carolina. I was like, is it when we was talking about that black dude that was running for for governor? Because I remember his ass was on the news about his porn store habits.
Yes, he was.
I think it was a guest story involving a man and a $500 dick pump. Oh, okay, there you go. I cackled when you guys talked about what Tiana Taylor's and Aaron Pierce's kid would look like, and I immediately imagined it would look like Robin on the episode of Teen Titans Go when he took off his mask.
Yes, with that chin.
Yeah, Shalewa took me out.
So beautiful.
Shalewa took me out with Handsome Squidward. That's just
yes,
God.
Handsome Squidward.
And someone brought up. Did you say Squidworth? It's Squidward.
Squidward.
I thought you were supposed to watch SpongeBob. I thought that was your shit.
It is.
Squidworth? Did you think his name was Squidworth all this time?
No.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to know.
I'm mispronouncing it.
Okay. All right. No problem. I'm moving on. Sorry. But what I was going to say was, let me also say, man, we love when Shalewa was on as well. She's amazing. She's so funny. Just such a good person. And such a unique style and point of view and cadence, and her stand-up is hilarious, and her podcast with Gastor is hilarious. I really did truly mean that when I said if you are a fan of our show, it's hard to imagine you wouldn't be a fan of the War Report, and I'm sure we've lost fans. I'm sure we've recommended people go listen to War Report, and they was like, now this is actually what I want to hear.
This is my jam. Rod and Karen, I'm sorry.
I ain't mad at it at all, because we listen to it the same way as
y'all. I'm not mad at you at all. And child, if it's one of them things where you go, we love them more than we love you, I don't take it personal.
Let's check the comments on YouTube when the booty calls. Who will answer? 3 comments. Yo, Shalewa is always great when she is on the show. Don't know why, but when Rod said Jennifer Lopez and Karen in her most earnest says, I don't know who that is, I fell out. The lady at the Coldplay concert tried the most tried and true method of trying to get heat off of yourself. You find a heat-seeking person and try to deflect to them. Gwyneth Paltrow is on the short list of the most heat-seeking people on the planet. Had Tay-Tay said something, it would have been on. The girl on the other side of the road said, I love the War Report, although I missed some episodes, heart emoji, and that porn conversation got me crying. It is funny that, like, how taboo it still is to talk about porn, but it's just more, it's everywhere.
It's literally
such a huge
everywhere.
industry, and people still feel a little like, oh, we shouldn't say that in public. But as soon as you start talking about it without any judgment or shame, people immediately relate to it. It's always funny. So anyway, I'm glad y'all enjoyed those comments, because I could do that pretty much every episode, but I just don't, because it's not always relevant. But it's always funny to me.
Yeah, Roger said he's a connoisseur. He is serious about that.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I know the recipes. I know the people that make the dishes. Okay. Anyway, Magnificent Breeze says, I love when the War Report comes to visit. Also, thanks for mentioning the book Sky Full of Elephants a few weeks ago. I finally got a copy and I read it all in a day. Damn. I haven't read it in a day, but I'm a little over halfway through the book according to my Kindle percentage at the bottom, and I started reading it probably like this week or last week, and I'm enjoying it a lot. So I appreciate Karen Hunter and all the listeners who wrote in and recommended it and all that stuff. That was cool. There's an extra comment here. I sorted it and it added a comment. Rev TT Kim says, or TT Kim says, J-Lo is a Bronx born Boricua. The body is going to body, and like Karen, if I had it, I'd let the body too.
I am trying to tell y'all, like the running joke is, people say online, if I get a lot of money, I ain't gonna tell nobody, but you gonna know it's been
there'll
a
be
change.
signs.
Yeah, that's gonna be me. I won't say nothing, but there'll be signs.
What's the signs? You gonna show some midriff? You gonna
Child,
put the abs on them?
Child, I be out with less.
They have been obsessed with behind since Sarah Bartman. That's an old school reference. Sarah Bartman is the what is it? Venus. What was she called? But she's the woman that a lot of people know famously because she had a big butt, and then white people came like obsessed with it and dehumanized her and all of this stuff.
They look at big butts as bad things.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of I can't speak for everyone here in America. They love titties. When it comes to a big ass, they like, ooh, too much.
Right. Yeah, Hottentot Venus is what they called her. So yeah, that's a deep cut. But who is singing backup on this residency? Ashanti is busy building a life with Nelly right now. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure she got some people. Maybe it's over a backing track. You know, J-Lo's not the strongest singer, you know, so maybe that's what happened. Let's see. Comments on Patreon on this one. One comment, Aaron says, such a great episode. I love Shalewa. 3 heart emojis on Spotify for podcasters. Let's see. We got comments on this one. One comment, Choco Bean says, the full clip of Pog is absolutely sending me. I don't think I've ever heard the full thing, just his explanations of the acronyms. I know, Choco Bean.
shout out to y'all that you hear us say that and hear the running joke and like, oh, that's what that means.
It is really, really sad how funny I find the obsession brothers have with certain type of white women. Because obviously it's white supremacy, but like it's kind of like fucking with black people where sometimes the racism is funny.
The racism is funny, yes.
And like when you hear a brother just go up for white women in that way, it is funny because I'm like, what? Now it's got to come from some places. You know, self-hate. It's also kind of misogynistic because it's not really it's fetishizing a white woman, right. A certain type of white woman, right. Not necessarily appreciating them as a person.
Agreed, right. It's demeaning, yes.
Yeah, but it is a real phenomenon. Like I get, I'm from the South myself. Is you know, I like curvier women myself, so it's not like, but it's not like, oh, white curvy woman? Now, see, that's what I've been waiting on all day. Excuse me, sister. Can you tap my queen? Can you tap that white woman on the shoulder for me? Like, come on.
Can you tap that milk of magnesia on the shoulder?
Y'all don't be feeling, when the devil made you, he broke the mold.
I know that shit be funny. And the thing is, for most people, they actually don't care. But it's like if you put such emphasis on it, you go, oh, you got problems.
It's just fun. It's just funny. It'll always be funny. My man who did the playing field is magnificent. Snow bunnies. I'm like, man.
The black, purple, blue can.
Yeah, like, damn, the obsession is real. It's anyway, it's always
Snow
funny.
bunnies everywhere.
I'll talk about.
That's my clip.
Snow bunny heaven.
Yes.
All right. I think that's all the comments for that. And then let's get to the poll. Have you ever been inside an adult video store? Yes or no?
I have.
Me too. 63% of our audience have. 2/3 of our audience have. 1/3 has not. I wonder if how much of that breaks down to age too.
Age and depending on the proximity of the porn store to you.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure that too. But I feel like they're pretty much everywhere. Even if you live in a small town, like there's one, you know, you'll just be driving places and there's like a big sign on the side of the highway like, hey, the adult video store over here, exit 74.
Right.
But and then of course you have all the like I can't remember the name of it, but it's like, it's not Victoria's Secret, but there's like another one that's a chain that has videos in there. There's obviously your local, when you used to have Blockbusters and stuff, your local store used to have like an adult section.
They did.
So I think it's interesting because while I say age, I think if you were born after a point where the internet was ubiquitous, I bet you don't feel like that was even a thing you had to do. And for those of us who have been, I wonder how long it's been since we've been, because
it's been
we don't need to go anymore.
Yeah, I know.
You can get it shipped to you.
Yeah,
you can download it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, there are apps now.
Yeah, that's why I say I wonder if it would break down the age.
Yes, and probably the younger you are, the less likely. Yeah, and I can see that. But yes, it would be like I won't say whole ordeal, but for most of it, you would pull around to the back, like you said.
Yeah, you had to before. Like the proximity thing. I mean, now proximity is definitely down, right? Because I bet you though all those stores didn't make it. You know, if Amazon took out if Netflix took out Blockbuster and all the other mom and pop shops, then the internet porn definitely took out a lot of those stores.
Yes, it did.
Anyway,
that makes sense to why when somebody wrote in, they switched to toys and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I can see that.
You're right. But all right, that's it for that episode. Time for more commercials, everybody. Here we go. All right, last episode of the week, we had JL Covan on. 3214, a stand-up comedian who will stand up for you. 4 comments. Braisolure says, I voted yes in the poll. The poll was, did you have MLK Day off work? I voted yes in the poll because our company gave us a pay holiday on the day for the first time this year. I work a bit anyway, due mainly to the white mediocrity for some days before. I'd rather have been off, but there was some value in being able to highlight it while being excellent. Abia says, good luck, JL. I mean, in a good way. Sean says, always great to hear from JL, and I'm hoping that NJ11 has the good sense to elect him. Me too, fam.
Me too.
EVE says, I love that JL stands firm in his support for Democrats instead of shying away from the party like so many of those other cowards. I do think we'll see a blue wave in these midterms, but my biggest fear is that Republicans will take advantage of this and plant candidates who claim to be Democrat and only side with Republicans most of the time. Yes, of course, that's always a real fear. You got to vet these people, you know. In some ways, I think that's why you see people glom on to certain incumbents, because it's like,
you got a track record.
And do I want to do my due diligence on a newcomer, or do I just want to just stay ignorant and not do my job as a voter? I can just go with the guy we always pick, and then get the results we always get, and then complain the way we always complain. But it's better than, you know, taking a risk and finding out somebody's gonna flip sides.
Right, because then you fuck around and get a Christian Cinema, if I pronounce the name right.
Yeah, Christian Cinema. But yeah, but like I said, even in some cases, some of the people flipping are people that have done the job for a while. Like Trisha Cotham flipped in our state. She wasn't new. She just started. She's basically like, I'm a Republican now. So I mean, there's no foolproof way to stop it. But do your research as a voter, man. Go to these meetings. JL's out in these streets. Like, go fucking talk to him. Like, follow his pages. See what, you know, people have a history. You can find out. So I hope that doesn't, deter anybody.
Right. The
senator in my state sucks ass. He ran as a Democrat, but constantly compliments Dump and supports ICE. I wish I could take my vote back, but it was either him or Dr. Oz. PA got shafted. Yeah, y'all did. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope people are paying attention, and somebody's going to take him out next time.
Yeah.
Let's see. YouTube, stand-up comedian who will stand up for you. We got 5 comments on this one. If he wins, just call him JL Zelensky. Yes, because President Zelensky of Ukraine was a comedian. And now he's the president. The girl on the other side of the road said, Rod, you said if you lost too many times. First of all, is if you lose. Okay. But all right. If I were JL, I would have closed my camera, crying emoji. And please don't do video premieres again. I had to wait for it to finish so I could download it. crying sad emoji. All right, you know what? The girl on the other side of the road, you leave a lot of comments.
What's the video premiere? I'm sorry.
Okay, you know what? Forget what I was gonna say. It don't matter anymore.
No,
it was more important to ask that question. I'll answer that first. I was gonna get to it because it was in the thing that she said, and I thought it would be relevant to explain to y'all in the audience. But it's fine. It's fine. Let's just do that first. So a video premiere is a thing I experimented with because I didn't know what it did. And if you said video premiere when you go to publish a video on YouTube, apparently it lets the audience watch it as if it's a real time live event. And they can't download it until they get to the end. I didn't know this because I just like, what does this even do? Is it like promote it? Do people get a special alert? So it turns out that's what it does. That seems inconvenient, and I won't do it again. I will acknowledge that girl on the other side of the road. The other thing, I don't know how many times I said if you lost or if you lose or whatever to JL, but JL is very much a realist. He's saying it's a long shot campaign. He's talked about the challenges of it. And also, I think it's important to talk about, I think people want to hear if he was in my district, that he's not a guy doing this as a flash in the pan. And if he doesn't win, fuck you, fuck the Democrats, fuck my constituencies. I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
I'm out. I think that's really a lot of people's biggest fear with a candidate who's new to them is that it's some sort of gimmick, especially knowing it's a comedian. So not to get you too much into the but this is what the feedback show is. So I'm taking you in the weeds of how the process works in my mind. Maybe I erred on the wrong side to some folks, and it should have been more like a cheerleader, rah, 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 and he's gonna win by 1 million and maybe that works for some people. I don't want to do a show like that because I think honestly it would make me support him more to know that this is not a flash in the pan one time. I hope I can snatch some headlines. I'm out. I know JL's character, and I know him as a person and a friend, as a fan of his podcast, how he talks, what he talks about, his commitment to not just like morality as a Catholic person or deeply spiritual religious person, but also like to just right and wrong, clarity, to the truth. So I think it's important for people to hear those qualities and not just hey man, give him some money, he's gonna win and it's gonna be over, and then it's like everything will be fine, it'll all be fixed. And then of course some of his comedy, right? Like he made the joke. I said, what are you gonna do if you win? He said, first thing I'm gonna do is go, huh? I won? So don't get mad at me. We both in on it, okay? But I'm hoping that obviously he's winning. I'd vote for him if I was in there. I'd campaign for him if I was. I promoted his stuff on social media. We've had him on the show multiple times. I can't believe in a person more than I believe in JL Covan running for office, period. And even with that, we're still going to talk about, the whole thing. And I hope y'all hear that it's a long shot and how hard it is.
It's very hard.
It's an undertaking. This shit is not to be taken lightly. This is not a whim thing. Like, he's canceled gigs, and that mean a lot to JL. He get like not as many gigs as he would like to get, and he had to give some up to do this.
He canceled a show in Charlotte.
Yeah, I would love. I want him to win more than any of you do, probably, unless you live in this district. So, but I will still take that under advisement. And I hope he didn't take it that way. I mean, I assume he would let me know if he did, but
he didn't.
Yeah, I think it was all good. So it's, and I know that that's not normally how some people run their races. But I don't know. To me, that those, maybe because those techniques have never worked on me. When someone is a long shot and they're like, and when I win, I'm like, Stephen A. Smith, you have 2% of the poll.
Right.
Why are we? I don't like it when Jill Stein does it. If you win, yes, that's real. But if you do not win, that also we should talk about that too, because what happens when Jill Stein, now see you got me on my soapbox,
right?
But what happens when people like Jill Stein and Cornell don't win? They just fucking disappear.
Yes.
So you
don't see them niggas again until it's time to vote for fucking president. Get out my face.
Yeah, and I would like to know that if you're interested in JL's candidacy right now, I'd like people to know he's not like that. You know what I'm saying? This isn't just like, I just did this to get some followers type of bullshit. Because that's one of the biggest fears, I'm sure, of people who are skeptical of JL, is that they don't know him enough, so then they think he must not have any substance. He's just Trump's impressionist comedian, and that's who he is, and that's all he's gonna really be. This is a motherfucker that is trying to make sure people don't get evicted between running for fucking office.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, and also like, it's JL. We have to talk about him losing. I would. It's the same way that I have
you
to
know his personality.
Yeah.
He would bring it up. Yes.
When he come on a podcast, we talk about the gigs he didn't get to, because
yeah, we do.
It is JL, and we can't take that away from him. That is his superpower. That's his fuel. That's what motivates him. That's what keeps him coming back. So yeah, I that's why I brought it up, not to even make fun of him or to try to just. It is a possibility, but that doesn't mean it's the end. And especially like, for people who are, because we're asking people like, yo, give money. Me and Karen, we're giving money. Like, we're asking people to give money. I want people to know that, like, if the money, if he does not win, it's not like you wasted your money.
Right.
That's not what happened. This may be the first step on something, regardless of win or loss. Matter of fact, it is the first step on something, regardless of win or loss. This is a process. If he wins, that ain't the end either. He still got to go all the way to the fucking election. Right. This is just like to get at the primary. You see what I'm saying? So, all right. Anyway, that's how I felt that way. But I respect what you're saying, and I'll take it under advisement. Like, maybe next time I'll just be like, when you win or something. Maybe if that makes JL listens, I'm sure he'll text me if it's like, yeah, can you just next time only say I will win, and don't even ask me what happens if I don't win. I'll do that next time if that helps the campaign. I'm here to help, not to harsh the vibes. Damien says, Rod, I think JL's character is what makes him perfect for the job. Regardless of him being a comedian, actor, or lawyer, I think it's safe to say he go to Congress with the people of NJ in mind at every turn, unless those impressions weren't just impressions. They were impressions, but low key though, I'm not like low key. I'd love the social experiment of he runs and does the Trump impression, but it's all liberal shit. I would kind of like to see that. And I'm like,
confuse the shit out of people.
Like, I'm kind of mad that I think it might work, because it says something about us as a society. But we do talk about wanting a liberal Trump. JL might be the only human being in the world who could give us an actual liberal Trump. And like, I'm not even joking about that. Like, he could probably get up there, embody the Trump personality, but with the politics of the left, and do a fairly, like, come very close to a lot of people going, but he's so funny, but for good things. Because with Trump, we're like, he's so funny, and there's always some evil shit, and we're using the funny to cover up that it's evil, right?
Right.
It's like, oh yeah, he called that woman a fat pig, but he's so funny. But what if it was JL and he was talking about why trans kids should have rights, and 2 minutes of it was him roasting Riley Gaines and calling her every horrible thing in the world, but we were like, you know what? I agree with that liberal Trump motherfucker. He didn't need to talk about Riley Gaines like that, but he's so funny. I do want trans kids to be able to get access to the medications that they need. I don't know. It's worth a shot is all I'm saying.
Yes, it is.
Jason says, JL is the GOAT. Black guy who tips guest. Ooh, Chris Lambert. It's been a while. That's a shot across the bow right there, buddy.
I'm about to say it's laziness on my part why I stopped that, but yeah.
Why you stop what?
Oh, the thing where we did like favorite guest and all, you know.
No, that's not your fault.
Okay.
I don't want to do that work. We used to do a thing every year where we would have like guest of the year and give awards and stuff, but it's so much work. I don't want to do it. It's a lot of work. The further his campaign goes along, the more I need to see him in Congress. Now, sure, JL winning the primary would be the most scientific predictor that there will be no midterm elections. but I'm willing to roll the dice.
That's that JL jinx.
Dog, the JL
that
jinx
would be fucking hilarious.
If the JL jinx, man, that would be the most. It would become literally a cosmic entity like Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
If the JL jinx got so strong that it was like, yeah, he did when he had a long shot campaign. He won. He got to Congress. He is the deciding vote to veto everything Trump wants to do. And then Trump said, no more elections. I'm king. And so, yeah, that's how America lost. And if they brought back slavery the next day, it was crazy. And they only made JL work half the time because they had to be fair.
Right.
So sometimes, sometimes he was a slave, sometimes he was a master. It was just like,
it was a mixture. We didn't know what to do with him.
Right. If only to see little ass Mike Johnson swear him in. Oh, that would be a good optic. Him looking down at that dude. I honestly don't believe messaging is really a thing. The Republicans are good at quote unquote messaging because they are selling ice cream to children. Their message is you can be your worst self, change nothing, everything will be fine. Dems win when they either the world is on fire or we get a super charismatic candidate who can give people the vibes. I think both of these things bode well for JL. Agreed, man. Agreed. I'm into it. I think he has a bright future, and I'm rooting for him in every single way.
I am too.
All right, let's see. We got if we have comments on Spotify and Patreon, and then we'll go back and check out the poll. JL for Congress says Aaron on Patreon. Yes, JL for Congress, 2 hands up. We love to see it. Okay, that's what we do. And one comment from Byron Riddell who says JL is right. The Dems seem almost apologetic whenever they have to mention their accomplishments. That's why people don't remember them. I agree, man. I do want people.
They need to be relentless.
Yes.
Just like Republicans are relentless about taking your shit, you ought to be relentless about the shit that you pass. Why are you scared? I've never understood that. Why are you scared of your accomplishments?
And who was it? Mom Donnie is doing a great job of that. He's only been in office for a month. Every day I see some video or something of his on social media promoting a thing that he's accomplished and changed, something he signed into law. I think you do need to do that. You do need to be ostentatious. You need to be braggadocious.
And put it on loop because the thing is the ignorant people who don't do shit and don't follow shit, they will consistently say, what have you done? You ain't doing shit. So you can be like, here's the video, and you need to shut the fuck up.
And we do have to accept there's a certain type of person who is never going to be reached. And I think the obsession with that kind of person has limited a lot of things for Democrats and the media. Because everybody don't know. Okay, but people that are tapped in know. Sometimes we'll say the Democrats don't celebrate shit, but it's wrong. Like Joe Biden was really good about touting his accomplishments, but what do you do when the noise is, yeah, we don't care, we think you see now. They're playing a rigged game.
Yes,
but anyway, shout out to JL. The poll, do you have MLK Day off work?
No. I took it off.
But you don't have it off. 82.14% of the audience do have it off. 11% do not, and 7% don't live in America. And so I guess if you don't live in America, you wouldn't expect it. I feel like that's an American holiday.
It is an American holiday.
International figure.
Right.
Okay, let's get into the voicemails, but first, time to get some motherfucking money.
You are not worthy.
All right, voicemail time. We got 3 voicemails. First is from Blue Wave Rider. Oh wait, yeah, y'all should be able to hear this. I'm in the right browser. All right, if you can't hear it, say something in the chat.
Hey, I'm gonna be quick today. Listen, I have a suggestion. I move that we nominate Doe Chill Regular as the new hating ass Terrell Jones. We need some controversy in this group, and I think he could be the controversial foil that all y'all talk about. Anyway, have a good one. Out.
No. here's why, Blue Wave Rider, because I do miss hating ass Terrell Jones. Hating ass Terrell Jones was hating on the stories on balleralert.com, and I enjoyed that very much.
I did.
Don't Chill Regular was kind of low dry hating on me and the show. I will not tolerate that. I'm grown and I don't need controversy in my life. Now, if he wanted to just write in and be like, I don't like blank person, and it was funny every time, like hating ass Terrell, then I would absolutely support what you just said. But no play hating on the podcast. I don't play that shit.
Roger has vetoed that.
Yeah, absolutely not. Next voicemail.
Hey y'all, this is Adebola. I feel like this is probably my first voicemail. I just called to leave some commentary on something that y'all said. And I'm a little behind on episodes, so this is a little late, but first thing, Rod, you were talking about the connections from the NYT games. And I also play the NYT games. And I really appreciated your rant because those games be pissing me off too. I don't know if you play Wordle, but one time I was playing Wordle and the word was Oomph. Oomph. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, why would they ever choose that to be the word on Wordle? Who the fuck is going to guess that correctly? Now, I'm a cheater because I won't be able to sleep right at night knowing that I didn't complete the game. So I Google the hints. I do. Not the answers, just hints. And I had to get some hints for that. And I was very pissed off at the end when the word was oomph because that's some dumb shit. The other thing I wanted to say is that when y'all were talking about the roach episode where you reviewed a story about a roach from 2018. So I went back and I listened to the episode, and it's just so crazy because number one, just to know like the longevity of y'all's podcast, but number two, this demon was in office in 2018 too, and y'all made reference to it a few times in that episode. And just to think like 2018, we were going through this dumb shit. Now in 2026, we're going through this dumb shit once again. And I just keep remembering something that Karen has always said, and it's that during the first administration, she would wake up every day wondering like, what happened today? What's happening next? Like just that fear and anxiety, waking up not knowing what the state of our country is. And I'm really feeling it this time, especially when I woke up on New Year's or the next day, whenever it was, and I heard the news about Venezuela. I'm just like, this is some crazy shit to wake up to. But all that to say, I appreciate y'all being committed to giving us politics until you get mad, for staying committed and true to who you are and what you believe in, and giving us something else to think about in these very rough and tough times. And I'm working to get caught up. The great thing about y'all's content, your podcast, is that you never run out of content because y'all are so consistent. So
thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Adebola.
Oh, thank you, baby. And you bring up a good point, and I will forever feel like this. Enough people went mad the first time. The first time Trump was in office, I cannot explain to y'all how heartbroken and how upset I was. Like it took me a while. I even I started running. And as time went on, I kind of slowed down. I want to get back to running again, but when Trump first got in office, I started running because I would be so enraged and so upset and so like an internal fire that I couldn't put out. I started running, and when I started running, I started actually feeling better. It's almost like every time my feet would stamp the ground, I could feel that energy almost release out of me. That's how angry I was and how upset I was. I didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't want to say anything to anybody because I knew if I opened up my mouth, it was just going to be flame, like flame emojis. That was all you were going to see out of my mouth all of the time. So I was like, hey, I got to fix this. I got to correct this. I have to do something to find a zen and a balance in the midst of all this foolishness. I went through that the first time. A lot of people, they didn't take it seriously. They thought it was a joke. They thought it was a game, and they was not mad enough. And a lot of people weren't paying attention. A lot of people had tapped out that first time. So then when he got elected again, a lot of people are feeling the emotions that I felt the first time now. But see, I'm in my Zen place. So yes, it doesn't mean I'm not angry and upset. I don't have all these feelings, but I know my limit. So guess what? For me personally, I had to back out of certain things. I had to leave certain rooms. I can't talk to certain people. Not only that, I refuse to. I'm not arguing with you online. I'm not fussing with you. I'm not getting my blood pressure up and all this shit. We're not going through that because you should have learned your lesson the first time. But since you didn't and we're here again, you're not going to drive me crazy. You're not going to drive me insane. You're not going to fuck up my reality and things that I know that are true and real. Like I refuse to relinquish and give you that authority in my life. You're not going to dictate my emotions. You're not going to tell me to consistently be scared, consistently be angry, fear everybody around me, not trust my neighbors. You're not going to dictate that in me. And if you sit and you consume and you consume and you consume and you consume, that's what happens. You get sad, you get depressed, you get anxious, you separate from family and friends, you separate from loved ones, people come and talk to you, you don't want to hear nothing they got to say when they tell you that, hey, your personality, because I'm telling this from experience, hey, your personality had changed. I just got to sit me down, hey baby, what's wrong? You just a ball full of flames, and you can be in your own mind and your own reality so much, and you've created your own circles that are not real. And so it's one of those things where, and I'm saying this to somebody who needs to hear this, you need to stop and you need to take a break and you need to breathe and you need to step away from all these things and find your peace, whatever your peace is. And because if you don't, you will not last. That's the thing. It's designed to wear you out. It's like a raging river that's designed to drown you. So you need to make a raft to survive.
Yep. It won't last. You're right. You won't last if you give into it all the time. I think this weekend is going to be real tough for people because a lot of people are going to be stuck in the house because of the weather. Mm-hmm. And they're going to see all the protests in Minneapolis. Mm-hmm. And they're going to be subjected to that stuff on loop. We're going to see a lot of that on social media. They killed a man on video just today, a couple hours ago. Stephen Miller's already lying about it. It's going to be rage-inducing. And yeah, it's so like we're in the middle, we're in the thick of it right now. And it's not going to get any better anytime soon, I don't think, but I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, and I 100% agree, and I care, and I am concerned, you know, about a lot of our audience that's consistently tapped in, like you're consistently, you know, everything, you're on top of everything, and I get it. You don't want to be outside the loop, but baby, sometimes you got to be because you can't care about everything, and everything can't demand 100% of your attention. It's impossible.
Well, I think you have to care about you too.
Yes. Because there are people depending on you. You can't have the breakdown. Somebody somewhere is depending on you to have your shit together.
Yeah, like this is the thing that I was like, a lot of these people, I don't want to go into my own rant. I'm gonna try to move on, but let me quickly say this. It's gonna probably sound pointed and barred, but a lot of y'all will probably relate to what I'm saying, and hopefully y'all either agree or at least allow me this moment. But the reason a lot of us didn't want to see this shit come to pass is because we knew a lot of people that claimed to want perfection were not built for this moment.
Right.
And a lot of them have been very, very quiet.
Yeah.
I saw and I don't think it was fake at all. Like I saw it from real news sources, but I saw like a picture from, I guess, some presentation that Jared, Donald Trump's son-in-law was doing, talking about Gaza, and Gaza was basically drawn up as like a beachside town, like with resorts and shit.
And people were already saying that's what he had planned on doing.
Jared Kushner had always said he would do it. Mm-hmm. Trump always said he would do it. Literally said it while campaigning. And instead we ended up talking about Kamala Harris, and people kept protesting her events and now are protesting her book tour, as if she's the one who said that, or if she agrees with it or would have let that come to pass.
Right.
They just were not built for this moment, and I'm just gonna leave it there because I actually don't want to keep doing these fucking rants on the show all the goddamn time. So yeah, y'all know what it is.
Yeah, and not to continue to beat this drum, but it's one of the reasons why, and I will continue to say this, a lot of people about Gaza really wasn't about Gaza. They were doing it because it was a trend and it was the fad and it was the thing to do, not because they cared about those people, not because they cared about the situation and the circumstances. Yes, there are people out there that are still on that Gaza shit today. Shout out to you. But guess what? For most people, they have stopped.
Yeah, they don't have any answers right now, and that says a lot, is all I'm saying. They're not leading us anywhere right now. They're not speaking up right now. And this is the reality that some of us saw coming to pass.
Yep.
And now we're in the thick of it. And I don't think you're gonna find people with energy for countries that aren't America when ICE is doing this to American citizens.
Right.
Like I think it's pretty much on the hierarchy of priorities, people are going to be way more concerned with what's happening in the borders and the rights they're losing here than any rights outside the border. So it's literally over for that. An NFL player was fined for having eye black that said stop the genocide. Didn't even say which one. There's multiple ones happening in the world right now.
Yes, it is.
But he was fined because that tells you that football said America didn't pick that side. America picked the side of don't stop the genocide. So we don't want you fucking up the money. Take that shit off and you're fine. That's where we are. That's what we knew would come to pass. And that's what we're living in. Allegra calls in.
Hello, you two. The black guy who tips, it's Allegra. I'm doing my due. Feedback on the feedback. Listening to your very long feedback episode 3212. And a couple things. Shout out to the dude who called in. That's from Vallejo. Woo woo. I'm over here in Oakland, just a bridge away. That was a great episode that he was referred to, where you guys were doing these like jumping the ship and all this kind of stuff. I love when you guys are on tangential. When you guys have tangential episodes. I also want to respond to Karen's anger. You know, Karen, when I was listening to you tearing up, it actually got me really emotional. I've been angry since November of 2024 as well. And it's a rough time because every fucking thing that we've all been saying has pretty much come to pass, right?
Right.
So, of course, you're going to be angry still because there's been no resolution. There's been nothing to make us feel better, right?
Right.
Only worse. And I'm going to be straight as a person who's going to school to become a therapist and actually wanting to focus on mental health. It's a daily struggle to figure out if I can make a difference. So I know it sounds like it doesn't relate, but it actually does, because we have the epitome of infant man running this country, and all of his sycophants stroking his dick, basically. And some people have to do what they need to do to survive. I get that. But a lot of those motherfuckers are doing it. They will die rich. Their children will die rich. Their grandchildren will die rich. These are not the people that are doing it to survive. So, yeah, I just wanted to add on to the anger and let you guys know that you guys reflect a lot of the things I'm thinking about saying, having conversations with friends and family and partners with, and I appreciate that. So thank you guys.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for writing it or calling in. And yeah, I mean, if nothing else, we all got our shared anger that we can kind of exist in together, and at least find some community in the fact that we are paying attention, we are awake, and we did see this coming, and we did try to stop it.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things for me. I think the biggest reason why my anger will probably never go away, because people won't take personal responsibility for their parts and the roles that they played. Everybody across the board, Democrats, liberals, a lot of people played their part in this. Misinformation, disinformation, arguing about the candidates, and I was looking like none of this shit matters. Fuck Donald Trump. And and all the noise around me was everything else but fuck Donald Trump. So in my mind, I was like, you're fucking unfocused. You're unfocused, and your attention is everywhere but where it needs to be. And I know that I will never get an apology. These people will never say it's their fault. They will never take any personal responsibility. And I think that's why my anger probably will never go away. Because I'm like, bitch, we're here because you won't admit that you fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up. So I have to live with the consequences of your bad decisions. Yeah. Now, if you made this bad decisions and the shit only happened to you, I wouldn't give a fuck about it. But the shit you do impacts my life too. So that's why my anger will always be there. Because there's a lot of niggas too. It's not only white people. There's a lot of niggas out here that was floating agendas and floating shit for whatever fucking reason. And you led to this goddamn mess.
We got emails coming up after this break. All right. Emails, theblackouttipps@gmail.com. I think we got 4. Amber says, hey guys, by insurrectionist at around 2:09 of the feedback show took me out. Oh, Blinsurrectionist. Okay, yeah. Man, but do y'all remember that moment? I feel like we've culturally erased it. But there was a moment, especially near the like kind of 3-4 years into Twitter, people was like doing... I'm not, man, I don't know how to, it's going to sound like I'm picking on black people. I really am not. It's just, can we just have jokes that's funny? Anyway, there was a time right around the unapologetic black movement where I was like, I don't connect with this because I've never felt apologetically black. I don't even know who the people are that felt like they needed to apologize for their blackness. That's I love being black. It ain't, if you got a problem with it, that's a thing you gotta deal with.
Right.
But anyway, a lot of people found power in that slogan. Like, I'm unapologetically this, I'm unapologetically black. But it was right around that time that people was putting BL in front of shit, and it would be like, it got to the point where it was shit where I was like, I don't think you need to even put race in this. Like, no one was keeping us out of this.
No, they were not.
So like, being like, you just a black person that likes this, you know, like Blurred is one that's super popular. A lot of people love that one, but I never glommed on the Blurred because I'm like, I'm a black person that likes nerdy stuff, but like, I'm just black in everything I do. I didn't bring the blackness to the nerdness, you know. Anyway, but yeah, it had got to the control where like out of control where like Blur was fine, but then it started being like, you know, I'm a Blaker. I bake stuff and I'm black. I'm like, well, you're just a black person that bakes shit. You're not
right. Come on.
A lot of black people do baking. You ain't the only nigga to bake. Like, stop that.
Right.
Anyway.
And not for everybody, but for a lot of people, and not to insult people, it screams your insecurity around whiteness. Right. You know what I'm saying? It screams, white people accept me. White people accept me. I'm different. White people accept me.
Well, we've had different experiences than some of those black folks. You might, if you grew up as one of the only black folks in the space, it may be more important to you to maintain and claim your blackness.
Right.
To let them know I ain't one of the ones that you could talk to that like that. Like, it just, me and you, we grew up differently. So that's why I don't have a lot of judgment for the folks that did it. But it was funny to me because I didn't grow up like that. And so I was like,
Yeah,
you're a writer and you're black. You're not a blighter. You're just a writer. But okay, maybe you needed that.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where the older you get, the more compassion and understanding I had. Because initially I was like, nigga, you black. What the fuck is this? Like I don't understand. And then I had to understand, because of your experience to whiteness is different than mine.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course, some people turned out to be grifters. All right.
Yes, they
hearing
did.
about the DC pipe bomber was like the time machine. Took me back to the days of DC Sniper when we found out he was black. I'm sure we all had a moment of collective confusion again with this guy saying. Just wanted to say I had to take a break from the pod because politics got me to be so stressful for me. I love y'all's balanced and fair yet real, and yes, I will stand on what I said commentary, but I just needed a break. So when I returned and saw y'all had changed the segment to politics until we get mad, I was elated. I'm not in any way saying y'all can't talk about politics for 3 hours if you want to. It's your show. Just saying I like the new format because I'm pretty much mad about after 2 minutes of talking about this stuff, so I boil over after a while. Absolutely. Like, listen, I like that. I was shocked that so many, I forget, we did a poll or something,
and so many
people said politics until we get mad is their favorite segment, and I was shocked because
that's why Roger kept it, because Roger at one point in time, Roger like, well, maybe we should drop this
segment, I was like,
right?
I don't even know what to do with the politics stuff anymore because it just makes me so angry. But if we're sharing the anger and we are still keeping abreast of the news, I think that's good enough.
Right.
I really appreciated Karen's comments about how black women are trained to take abuse from church partners, etc. That is so real and not acknowledged enough. Grateful for that spotlight on the matter. I hope black women will learn the balance of taking care of their own needs as well as caring for others. We deserve that much and more. And as always, grateful for the work y'all do and how much you can make me laugh and reflect even when discussing infuriating topics. And I'm happy I get to hear the classic segments like Sword Ratchetness and White People News again, along with the new segment like Gender Wars. Keep doing and / being you. Congrats on 16 years. Best, Amber. Thanks, Amber. Yeah, you know what I think it is, Amber, too, is like this, how I have never listened to The Daily since that, how I felt they did the Joe Biden re-election whole thing. I just felt it was very irresponsible. I haven't listened to Ezra Klein other than the Ta-Nehisi Coates interview or debate.
Same.
So
and I used to be a big listener too.
Yeah, so I think we had to be that for some people. Like they're like, I don't want to hear anything about politics. Doesn't even matter if we agree or not. And of course, those who disagree with us definitely would have a problem listening. That's just human nature. And there's probably some people who disagree with us, but realize a lot of what we said was right and is coming to pass, who also would rather not listen to us than didn't hear us be angry about being right.
Because I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be sometimes where I feel a certain way about things that have happened, and it's one of them things where I'm being on your ass. I was right. I'm gonna let you know I was right because y'all let me know. That y'all was loud and proud about it online. Yeah. So you guess what? You gonna the same shit I had to deal with. You're gonna deal with it the other way.
Yeah, for us saying like what will come to pass under Trump will be demonstrably worse than what is happening under Biden and what would happen under Harris.
Right.
Sorry, but nothing that has happened has made me feel different than that, and that is the only thing that needs to be true for me to continue to be upset. Like,
agreed.
I actually don't need to be right about every single thing. I know I was right about that, and y'all fucked it off.
Yes, you did.
Miss Smart says, "What up, podcast cousins? Arby's is unstoppable. They have the nerve to be trying to pass a pop-up museum like anyone doesn't know the truth in these streets. They even hosted an event. I checked the footage and didn't see EVE. I guess she's not as dedicated to the drug front life as she claims."
EVE went now.
That's what I'm saying. I think
I bet she had tickets.
So you know how they found out that Russia was paying influencers? I'm not going to say no more. By the way, the first Arby's opened in 1964. The Vietnam War was going on and soldiers were bringing back drugs. 1+1 Arby's villain origin story. And then she sent an Instagram link to this Arby's post they made on the official Arby's account.
Oh shit.
I haven't looked to see what it's about. Arby's, attention, we are opening a museum of Italian beef. Yes, really, to celebrate the Arby's Italian beef dip rolling out nationwide. First of all, y'all just started making Italian beef dips. What do you mean you gonna do the museum? It's gotta be some people that's more, this is a cash in. We've teamed up with Eat at Chain to honor one of America's most iconic pop cuisine dishes. This is the picture of it. Arby's House of Italian Beef by Chain, from the 22nd to the 24th. So today's the last day you can get it in West New York.
We gonna get a letter.
And you know,
Eve gonna tell her she attended.
Eve ain't even leaving a comment, because I don't even see her in the 76 reply, so she not a real one. For added off-air documentation, below is a video from an influencer who actually went. How long is the video? Let me see if I want to watch this or not. Let me put it on the screen. We can watch it as a family again. Oops, hit the wrong button. Let's see, screen. Boom, boom, boom. So this guy is Tariq Told You, and we'll see. If it's a long video, I won't watch the whole thing, but
I was invited to the Arby's House of Italian Beef grand opening or opening night, and I haven't eaten anything all day today, so I'm excited to see what they have in here. So come along with me.
First of all, as an introvert, this is a no for me. Loud ass music. It doesn't even really seem like the food is the point.
There's
the
so
museum,
much other shit happening in here.
The museum appears to just be one wall. Like, there's a lot going on here. Where's the museum guide? I've never been to a museum like this, an exhibit like this. Why don't they have a person? It's just y'all selling Arby's merch, you motherfuckers.
Right? We got like the roast beef sandwich here, and we have a special sauce.
It looks like it would taste good. Like once again, my issue isn't Arby's taste nasty. Most of y'all Arby's defenders will act like that's what I be saying. It's not what I said. I think the Arby's food is fine, but not enough of us eat Arby's to justify Arby's being able to buy all the other restaurants. Clearly there's some drug shit involved. But anyway, thanks for that, Miss Smart. Shout out to the pop-up museum. It seemed like it would be a good time. If they invited me, I would go. And then
I would too.
I would try to see if I could expose the drugs in the back. I would see if I could. I would let me behind the kitchen. I want to show people what's in there. Cocaine. I just want to know. This one is B Black, the host of Shut Up Podcast, who sent us and Three Guys On a joint email. Hello, Three Guys On and Black Guys Who Tips fam. I wanted to write in to tell you how you all crossed my mind during a recent trip to Mexico, how your podcast have quietly shaped the way I read the world. While I was there, I went on a food. First of all, you are always traveling, B Black, man. You got a charmed life. You be everywhere. I went on a food tour of Playa del Carmen. When I met the group, I realized that the tour guide and I were the only ones who weren't American or white. The rest of the group was a couple from Virginia or near Virginia, 5 older white men, I'd say Jerry Jones old, from different parts of the U.S. who had gone to college together and were now on a boys trip without their wives. Shout out to them. Between the two, the couple of Virginia gave me strong Andy vibes as in woke, easygoing, and least likely to be part of a headline that reads Black Canadian gets hostile with white Americans over politics. Nothing happened. And if that's nothing, I need to talk about. The moment I noticed that the whole group was American, I had the Kill Bill Ironside siren playing in my head. That siren was fueled by a mix of everything Trump has said about Canada lately, especially the 51st state talk. The fact that I can't even buy a bottle of Uncle Nearest right now because of Trump's tariffs. Randolph's classic, what are we going to do with these people moments, and the Blackout Tips Politics Till We're Mad segment that did exactly what they promised. On the outside, I was cool as a fan. On the inside, I was Brother Mark stuck in an elevator with a drunk, obnoxious Charlemagne and no witnesses, allegedly. Again, everyone on this tour was cool. No slick comments, no weird energy, just tacos, mezcal, and polite conversation. And yet, not knowing who they voted for was quietly driving me insane. Did they vote for Kamala? Did they sit it out? Or are they them secretly the people you talked about in one of your segments? Yeah. You know what's funny is I do not find myself curious in the vast majority of situations about that, but I think it's to protect myself.
Yes, right.
Like I want to be able to enjoy my vacation without like, because it's so unrealistic numbers wise to be in a situation in America or dealing with Americans where there's more than, and in this case, what was it, 6-7 white people? There's almost a 0% chance all of those people were progressive, liberal, Democrat. So I just wouldn't even think about it. I wonder if that's because we live in the South.
I think so too. Yes. We live in the South, and the thing about living in the South, you have to function a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things, white people are going to just be, and they're going to exist. And it's one of those things like, we have shit to do, or we're trying to enjoy an event, because once you insert that, it just fucks up the vibe.
Yeah, it's like I compartmentalize shit.
I do too.
Into like what is important in this situation.
Right.
And I just, maybe I don't expect it. Maybe it's where we were raised or whatever. I think a lot of it is also growing up being in majority black situations. It's one of the beautiful things about being black. If I'm black and I'm in a room and it's a lot of people in that room, 80% of them politically, if they vote or politically inclined, are probably on the side that I'm on. Black women, 90-something%.
Right. That's what the statistics say. Right?
Yeah, I like, so I don't, anyway, but yeah, I definitely feel you. I think what you're making me think about, I'm not judging you or advising you. What you're making me think about is, how do I navigate this? And I'm like, oh, I've cut this out of my brain. Like,
I do too.
If I was the only matter of fact, the only times this really has come up is when we go to Charleston and we take the tour of Charleston every time, and I always go on the one that talks about slavery and the history of Charleston and racial oppression. If there's white people on that, maybe because it's part of the entertainment for me, I do be like, what kind of white person is this? Is someone gonna ask about happy slaves? Let's see.
They do, and they ask, and depending on the, I know in DC it was different, but down south they'd be like, and it'd be white people looking at other white people, go, no, these are the facts. I get paid to tell you the tour. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you there was goddamn happy slaves. No, it wasn't. All right, if you look up here, it's blue, and this is why. They'd be like, I wonder what the fuck you talking about.
It makes you wonder, like, if it stayed that way, because it's been a while since he did one of those tours.
That's true. It's been a while.
And I wonder, now Trump's won twice since then, if they're like,
so
man, don't even bring it up, man. These motherfuckers really think it's some good slavery out here. It hit me later that your two shows were the lens I was unconsciously using to read the room. Your voices, your stories, your jokes, your anger, your analysis were all in my head while I was trying to enjoy a food tour in Mexico. Your work travels. It lives in people's nervous systems. It shapes how we process the world, even on vacation. Much love, be black. Thanks, fam. And yeah, man, I don't want y'all to have to feel that. Well, hopefully those words also carry with you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, put like this. I'm on vacation, which means I spent a lot of money to be here. Y'all not fucking up the vibe.
There's a thing that I think a lot of black people probably feel like me, but it's not a thing to talk about because it's unremarkable to those of us that exist in this way. And it is also not worth arguing about. And I'm not saying it to shame other black people, but I am often adamantly opposed and very rigidly bordered off in my brain about expending too much energy worrying about white folks.
Right.
Just because I don't find it to be effective. I don't find it to be productive. It is mostly out of my control.
Right.
And also I want to be able to navigate things as me and how I feel first and foremost in a lot of these situations. And I found that the void and the vacuum of that is created by that social anxiety of constantly worrying about white people's opinions, thoughts, judgments of us is exhausting and distracting. And so
it's not fruitful.
Like when I go to like these Hornets games, different people sit next to us all the time. I don't think about like I'm not like, what is this white person thinking that they have to sit next to me as a black person?
Careless.
I don't. Hornets. Yeah, like I just don't, and I think it's not because I'm like, because I assume everyone's great. It don't matter. And honestly, part of it is like my energy that I would like to exude is, I'm not worried about you. Maybe you should be worried about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to spend my whole life in the consideration of those who do not consider us. And so, unless it's pertinent or relevant, I just do not want to spend a lot of time creating a fiction. And maybe, that could be some therapy stuff too, because that definitely helps to be like, this is anxiety talking. And we all look, you black in America, you brown in America, you a woman in it, you got some anxiety about dealing with different situations. Like, that's human. I ain't judging no one. Once again, I want to reiterate, this is not judgment for anyone else. I'm only saying how I have navigated this in a way that I feel is healthy for my mental health. I just refuse to allow that much. I used to be a little more like, I hope this white person isn't thinking blank. And then it's just like, I don't know what they're thinking. I'm not gonna fill that void in with anything positive or negative. If it comes to pass that they say or do something, I will react accordingly at that time.
Right.
But I will not pre-react or coil myself like a spring. I feel like a lot of us as black people, we are coiled all the time.
Yes.
Unless hopefully we can be around each other where we get to be a little more springy, right? And I think I am actively not actively even. I think I've gotten to a point where I have successfully no longer walk out of my house like that.
I agreed, and I know for me, I've realized this, and I know this might sound crazy. A lot of people fail to realize you are not that important, and most people don't give a fuck about you. Like they don't. And so, like you said, a lot of this is anxiety that we put in our own brain. When most people see you, they just walking and navigating through life. And I understand that racism and these other things around you impact. But most white people do not think about us. We have to think about them. I get that. But it has to come to a point where you got to live your life to the point where you go, I cannot allow this to consume me. And I'm not saying that you were, the person that wrote in, but you cannot allow what they say and what they do to consume you, because it's not fruitful. It will actually get you to the point where you can't even accomplish certain goals and things in life because you're consistently considering this outside force in your brain that you literally shouldn't give space to. Like Roger said, if things happen, I will respond accordingly. Right. Please don't get me wrong, but I don't go into situations already anxiety
coiled up.
Already, my heart already pumping. I'm already sweating. Like when I enter the room, I'm entering relaxed. If anybody is going to shift, bitch, it's gonna be you, not me.
Because part of that is the fight too. And the last two things I'll say, well, three things. One, I like the email, but I'm a little disappointed you didn't put the N-word in there just so we could hear Andy struggle to read the email. I like that on the show. And then the other two things is, I think a lot of this is social media because we keep seeing the worst of humanity shown to us constantly on the loop all the time. Every bad interaction.
Yes.
No one's going to film the perfectly normal interactions. Most people aren't going to even film the positive interactions they have. So it does become kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy of you're always, I found this during the pandemic, the amount of videos that were just, I ain't wearing no mask. I can't breathe. Get the fuck out of our Kroger. I was like, is this what's going to happen when I go to Kroger? And no, it never happened. I literally never once had that happen.
Yes.
But my brain told me it was always on the table and was constantly happening everywhere because that's constantly what I saw.
Right.
And the last thing is, I don't want to give any real estate in my brain and my heart and my soul to people that hate us or look down on us. And when there's so much of that real estate I could be using to show love and kindness and inclusion and appreciation and gratitude for what I do have, and not for the people that hate me for no reason.
Yeah, and like I said, I do understand the letter because it's natural.
It's like, real.
Yeah. So I want people to understand before you start typing. We're not dismissing.
Yeah, this isn't. We're not judging y'all. We're not dismissing. This ain't even about y'all, really.
Right. This is about us.
Yeah, you wrote us, and then it made us think like, man, this is interesting. You're having that experience from listening to us, because the other part of that is, I don't have that experience. Now, Randolph and then Mike, though, you know, but also Randolph has like to deal with other stuff in his life, 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the whiteness world that is constantly attacking and plaguing that brother, just through, you know, having a child, just through your marriage. Like, it's comedy, like it's just different stuff for different people. But yeah, I personally, if I was on vacation, I'd be having a good fucking time on vacation. I would not be thinking about them white folks at all.
Child, I wouldn't even blink twice their direction.
Yeah, they would have to do something.
Yes, they
like
would.
I would not be writing no letters about nothing happened, but I was very preoccupied. But I also want you to understand, I respect and appreciate the vulnerability it takes to even tell us that and write that in. Right. And I think it is very relatable, and it's been relatable to me at different points in my life.
Agreed.
I'm at this point, I feel that I'm past that, and I hope to stay past that, because it wasn't productive for me. Feedback, angry and sad test. Tara or Tiara, I think it's Tiara. Rod and Karen, hey, I was catching up, listening to the Roy Wood Jr. episode, and it may be one of my favorites. Oh, I love when that happens. Because enough people didn't vote for Kamala Harris, people aren't going to risk their livelihoods and martyr themselves. The days of white guilt during George Floyd are long gone, and the shift into fascism and conservatism is here. Yeah, they shooting white people now.
Yep. And white people gonna be like, oh shit, they shooting us too. Yes.
It's interesting because a lot of them are gonna be like, they can just lie.
Yep, they sure can.
Stephen Miller is already lying on the dude that got killed. Like,
so they go, and not trying for a lot of them to go, oh, them niggas might not have been lying. No, we were not lying, bitch. You but like this, when it happens to you, the same, they're gonna play the same game right in front of your salad too.
A lot of people either didn't care, or they agreed, or they doing, I don't know what this, it's crazy. How can we anyone know?
Both sides are the same.
Now y'all know. For the rest, anyway, therefore it will, the conservatives is here. Yeah, therefore it will limit the kind of commentary even the most progressive people like Roy can say. Hell, even people were getting fired for replaying Charlie Kirk's own words. Yes, like I truly hate that anyone's preoccupation with trying to get me stopped them from hearing the bigger point that Karen and I were making, and especially me. The point I was making is this thing is so huge. Expecting Roy Wood Jr. to risk his job saying the truth, while I understand that, I can't say with any certainty, oh, Roy believes that, in an environment where CNN also fired a dude for just saying, well, you know, Charlie Kirk was promoting hate, and they were like, get the fuck out. You're fired. You're fired. And I was like, I remember listening to those comments and going, he didn't say nothing wrong. Nope. Jimmy Kimmel, if not for everyone rallying behind him, would have lost his late night job. If people didn't that is the environment that you're like, I can't believe Roy Wood Jr. would say that. I'm like, I can absolutely believe it.
Yes.
It makes a ton of sense that he would say that, whether he believed it or not, because that is the only allowable answer right now. Everything else means you're going to be put on the menu for losing a bunch of shit. And I'm not saying it's just expecting this bravery and martyrdom and from everybody. You can expect it. You're just going to be disappointed a lot. And I think I'm at a point where I'm not.
Agreed. And it's also one of these things, and maybe this is the way I look at it. Everybody wants everybody else to be a martyr, but they're not willing to sacrifice shit, because normal people at their normal jobs have to deal with bullshit all the time. And guess what? You motherfucking take it. You say the right things. You say the right email. You send the right emails. You nod your head and you let the shit go.
Yeah.
But you expect somebody else, because you're dealing with these things, you expect somebody else to risk their livelihood when you won't do yours.
I was talking to another person that's worked in that space before. And I was like, man, did you see that clip? And they was like, the same way I felt. They was like, man, they set Roy up. Because I was like, even the question is a setup. hey, you black guy, what is the problem with the Democrats? And how can they fix the white people who won't vote for them? It's a setup. There's no answer you can say that is acceptable to me and also to the vast majority of people that write those checks. So because enough people didn't vote for Kamala Harris. Oh yeah, we did that. This is another consequence of not voting for Democrats. Bravery will come at a premium, and there's no guarantee that giving the most honest commentary about why we're here won't be in vain. Yeah, that's the other thing. You lose your job and then nothing's gonna happen.
Right, and them same people that told you to sacrifice, and guess what? They're gonna be like, "Po you, I hate you did it," or someone would actually laugh at you for being dumb enough to do it.
You know what would happen? I think in this world where Roy says something that I like am inspired by, but also he would have to face the consequences. I think we would see that motherfuckers ain't gonna rally around him like Jimmy Kimmel.
They would not.
They just like some people will say something, but that groundswell of like, yo, CNN's bottom line is fucked up. They gotta figure this out with Roy, get him back immediately. I don't even think that would happen for Roy, because I think a lot of that's why I kind of had misgivings about when they were like, man, Jimmy Kimmel, I am done with this. You gonna talk bad about Rob? God, what was the dude that got killed? Rob Reiner. Oh man, I am done with Trump. Mick Foley, I'm done with the WWE for even liking Trump. Okay, I see how it is. Because he said worse about other people, but you didn't know them folks. Okay. For the rest of us with regular jobs, we're just trying to hold on. Most people aren't heroes and don't want to be.
Right.
They just want to be left alone in peace. But people didn't vote for that, so here we are. Karen, I'm just as angry as you are all the time, every day. I was furious when they forced Biden out, and to see these people not take any responsibility for where we are is even more infuriating. Every day is politics till we get mad. Thanks for all you do. Your shows keep me going, Tiara. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll say too, like, it is infuriating how many people won't take any responsibility for how we got here. But one of the things that's very telling is their silence now in the face of a lot of this is telling, and they still start keeping this like, but we don't want these black folks as politicians thing. And that shit is that's gonna be a problem. We have not solved the problem. We're kicking the can down the road, but a lot of these progressive people, it's becoming more and more obvious their problem is not the politics of Democrats, but a lot of it is the black people that are fighting as well. It's why they obsess on Jasmine Crockett, but then they give the dude that has a literal Nazi tattoo a pass in Maine.
Right.
They brought up the AIPAC thing with Jasmine Crockett, like, we don't want to hurt her because she supports genocide. Well, the white candidate that they claim they want to vote for in Texas, there's a picture with him and AIPAC at a donation thing. So like,
because they didn't know who the fuck they was even talking about.
And what did I say?
That's the goddamn problem.
What did I say when we talked about the La Culturistas thing, that clip? What did I say? I said you're past, you don't know this guy, you just know he's not this black woman.
Right.
And you're trying to pass your politics through the unknown. You're not informed. You're the opposite of informed. The only information you saw was her black skin. It was like, I don't like that angry black woman. We need to go with a white man I literally know nothing about. I don't know his policies. I don't know his politics. I don't know his allegiances.
He's a shiny
I just know
object.
He got a D next to his name and he ain't her. And we can only win by giving him all the money. And then if I say, well, that's racist, you like, what? But I'm progressive. I'm on the left. I marched with King. I voted for Bernie twice. Like, all right, guys, that's it. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully.
Don't we get a card?
Oh, Karen. That's why Karen's the GOAT. We did get a card in the mail. You guys can find the mailing address, theblackouttips.com/about. If you want to mail us stuff, you can also find.
Shout out to the post office for finally getting it here.
You can find. Well, no, not finally. They mailed this on the 5th.
Okay.
Yeah, we the one that didn't check the mail. I don't check the mail every day, Karen.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, this could have been here a long time ago. It just that was when I checked the mail. fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. It don't matter.
You was gonna tell people how to find the
the blackouttips.com/about. You can find the mailing address if you want to mail us a card. I mailed y'all's cards out this week. One person didn't get a card. I'm so sorry. It's not in any specific order. But DJ and Janae, I'm so sorry, man. I literally ran out of cards. I've given every card away. I didn't even keep one for us like I try to do. So y'all will be getting them in the mail. I did mail them out like yesterday. I think we put them in we took it to the post office or whatever. No international people I noticed this year, and I do have international stamps, so I guess they didn't want any. But yeah, so sorry about y'all. I'm gonna send y'all some stickers or something. You just maybe a card from last year. I'm sorry, but that's what we got. But thank you everybody who does mail us these cards, and don't forget the Amazon wish list and all that stuff too. All right.
Something about tariffs on the cards. That's hilarious.
Tariffs on Christmas cards is diabolical. If they have holiday card tariffs, oh, it's gonna be $20 to send that well wish to America. I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Trump is, and you know who got to pay it? The people on receipt. So actually, Rod got to pay $20 for you to say Merry Christmas. Yes. This is the card. Merry Christmas. Got a snowman looking at a bird on a branch. It says, "May the spirit of Christmas may the spirit of giving surround you this Christmas." That is the card print. And then the person wrote Blue Wave Rider. Okay, Blue Wave Rider wrote this. Rod and Karen, belated holiday greetings. I've been rocking with y'all since 2013. Damn. Woo. 13 years.
That's a long time, baby.
May 2026 be a prosperous and productive year for both of you. Go Panthers. Wallace, aka Blue Wave Rider. Thank you, Blue Wave Rider.
Hey, baby, thank you.
If power stays on and everything is cool in the morning, we will have Brandon Collins on at 10 a.m. Hopefully, let's fingers crossed, everybody.
Right.
But we're gonna stay inside and stay warm and just pass the time safely, hopefully.
Yes.
So thank y'all everyone for listening. The storm should be about to be here in a little bit anyway. So we'll talk to y'all soon. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye everyone.